On this channel, I have shared with you different kind of books that you can create and publish to make thousands of dollars on Amazon. So I know you might be wondering, but blank books? Who would even want to buy that? Well, if you look at my screen right now, you can see this particular book here. From its verified purchase, you can see that this book has had over 1,300 verified purchase ratings, and this book alone has generated over $7,000 in revenue. And if you look here, this is like a practical review. You can see it's actually a blank book. It can also be said for this particular book, which is also a blank book, which has generated over thousands of dollars in revenue. You can see the amount of purchase ratings against the price. Same with this particular one here also, and the list can go on. Now, in this video, I'm going to be showing you how you can create and publish blank books on Amazon to make thousands of dollars monthly. Now, these blank books could range from journals, notebooks, or composition books. Now, these particular books that I've shown you are journals, and in this video, we will be creating a blank journal book, and I'll be showing you how to do that step by step. Now, in order to stand out with this, you want to create these blank journal books under a certain kind of niche. It could be the travel niche, it could be the humor niche, whichever it is, and we are going to be leveraging on the humor niche. Now, the first step you want to do is you want to give your blank journal book a name, because if you look at these ones that I've shown you, the name really stands out. You can see things I need to write down because I'm old and I forget stuff. You can see things I can't say out loud in meetings. You can see what the is my password. So all of this, you can see that the name is what stands out for this kind of journal. And you can either give yours offhead, or you can go to ChatGPT and simply give it a prompt. So you can say, give me journal book name ideas for a humor journal. If you want it to be specific for a particular group, probably senior citizens, that's like older people, or you want it to be for workplace, or you want it to be for moms, or you want it to just to be a fun gift for a friend, you can be specific with that. However, I'm just going to leave it like that because I want to see what ChatGPT can come up with. So you can see ChatGPT has come up with different kinds. You can see the funny and playful journal title ideas. You can see the brain dumped ideas. You can see self-aware and sarcastic vibes. You can also do self-love journals, stuff like that. So now I'm going to be picking this particular one because this looked really fun. I came, I saw, and I wrote weird stuff. So now that will be the name for our journal. And the next step you want to do is you want to decide the book specifications. Now, if we should go to these particular ones that we see here, you can see that the dimension is 6 by 9 inches. If we go to this particular other one here, and we scroll all the way down, you can see that this is also 6 by 9 inches, which is an indication that this is something that we can also leverage on. So for our book specifications, our dimension is going to be 6 by 9 inches. The interior setting is going to be black and white interior. The bleed settings will be no bleed. The page count will be 110 pages. Now for our book type, it's going to be paperback, and the next thing we want to do is we want to create our book interior. And the first thing we will do is we'll head over to Amazon KDP Help Topics, where we're going to go to format your paperback, and we're going to click on set trim, bleed, and margin. So if we should scroll all the way down, you can see that these key terms are here where you can get to understand what the trim size, the bleed, and the margin is. So the first thing is we are going to go straight to the bleed part because we are not making use of bleed, and that would then determine the trim size that we are going to be using. So if we should scroll all the way down, you can see an example of what bleed means. It's simply a phenomenon where images or illustration reach all the way to the edge of the page. You can see this right hand side here is with bleed, and this left hand side here is without bleed. And this is how the outcome will look after the book is trimmed. However, we are creating a blank book, so we absolutely have no use for adding bleed because we have no images or illustrations inside the book. We're going to scroll all the way here, and we're going to click on this page size here. Now, this is also here, but this is typically applicable for Japan, and a majority of you who are watching me right now, it may not be applicable to you. So we're going to leverage on this, and we're going to click it. It will break down a drop table where we are going to then see the page size we should be using without bleed. So our dimension is 6 by 9, and of course without bleed our page size remains the same. So we're going to go to Canva and impute exactly just that. Now we're going to head over to Canva. We're going to click the plus icon. We are going to click custom size. You want to ensure that your unit is in inches and not in pixels. Then we want to impute the width, which is 6, and the height, which is 9. And we're going to create a new design. So now you can see that our page size has already been created. And the next thing we want to do is we want to create our margins. Now, we're going to go back to Amazon KDP Help topic and scroll all the way down. See where we see that for margins. We're going to go to the table below, and you can see for the page count, ours is 110 pages. It falls under the first row. And for the inside gutter margin, this is what we're going to be using, which is 0.375. And for our outside margin, which has no bleed, we're going to be using 0.25. So we're going to go back to our page in Canva, and we're going to impute exactly just that. So if you go to Canva, I already have my rulers and guide here. If you do not have that, you want to go to File, you want to go to Settings, and you want to click Show Rulers and Guide. Alternatively, you can just click Shift plus R and it will come up. So once it comes up, you want to impute your inner margin and your outside margin. Now, this particular place here is our inside margin, whereas all this place, the 3 other edges, are our outside margin. So we're going to zoom it in just to be able to do that properly. So if we should pull this here, we want to get 0.375. Now, we may not get the exact figure. You can see we got 0.388, which is really close to it, but it is better more than less. Now, we're going to do for the outside margin, which is 0.25. We're going to go here and pull it all the way down. So we got 0.27, which is a bit above, but it is better and it is very close to what we actually want. Now, what we want to do is we want to apply the same thing here, here, and here. And one way we can easily do that is we can go to Elements, we can get a square shape here. And what we want to do is we want to resize the square shape so it fits these 2 areas. So we're going to pull it over here and we are going to go up until it meets it. So now it has become a perfect fit. What we are going to do is we're going to click it and we're going to go all the way down. Once we go all the way down, we can then go and pull this exactly here. Now, once we are done with that, we want to also do the same here. And what we can do is we can rotate it to exactly 90 degrees. So now it's at 90 degrees. We're going to pull it exactly to the end here. And we are going to pull this over to meet it here. So now that we are done and we have set all of our margins, we do not have any use for this box again. So we're going to go ahead and delete it. Now, what we can do first of all is just to add a name page to the book just for where the owner can write it. It's going to be a title and name page for the interior of the book. The name of our book is I Came, I Saw, I Wrote Weird Stuff. So we're going to go back. We're going to click on text. We're going to click on heading and we're going to write. So you can see we've written that and we can easily just play about the fonts. So I think I'm going with this and this is good. What we can do is we're going to zoom it out here and under it, we can still add another text, like I said, for the name page. So now this can be here. We can decide to also change the font for this. This book belongs to, and this is where the person can write his name. So let's zoom out. We want to ensure that all of this is somewhat centralized. So I'm just going to change it to the left alignment because I think I prefer it that way. Like I said, you want to design yours just the way you want it. It's totally up to you. So we're going to leave this way. And the next thing is we're going to add a new page. Now, the new page we add will automatically have all of our margins. And this is where we want to start imputing the lines. So now we can just simply go to Elements and we can type lines. So now we've added the first line. I'm not going to extend it onto the end because we're going to still eventually zoom it out. So we're going to reduce the transparency to like 30 or 30, let's say 30. And now we're going to duplicate it about 22 times just so that it fills the page. We're going to use this duplicate button and duplicate it 22 times or 21 times. it's quite very faint, but by the time we copy everything, we're going to copy it. Click this 3 double icon. We're going to click space evenly and we're going to click tidy up. Next thing we are going to do is we're going to go ahead and start zooming it out. So we're going to zoom it out here. And by the time we are done, you can see that it is a lot more visible. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we want to leave some space below. And this is okay. Remember that these margins will not show eventually after our book is being trimmed out. So now the next thing we're going to do is we are going to duplicate this particular page 2 into 108 pages. Remember that our overall blank journal book should be 110 pages. So we're going to duplicate this. So let's do this 10 times. And then we're going to go to the grid view. You can see all of it here. We can go ahead, copy this 5, duplicate it. Then we can go ahead, copy this 10 and duplicate them. So we're going to keep duplicating them until we get our desired number of pages, which is 110 altogether. So now we have 110 pages. So now our blank book is complete. And next thing we want to do is we're going to go to share. We're going to go to download. We're going to go to the file type and we are going to choose PDF print. We're going to choose flatten PDF and we are going to go ahead and choose CMYK. Now, this particular one is a pro feature. However, you can go ahead and choose the RGB. That one is free. So we're going to click on download. Now, once our book is downloaded, the next thing we want to do is go over to Amazon KDP calculator where we want to start creating our book cover. Now, we're going to select the binding type, which is paperback because paperback is overall more cheaper. Then we're going to select the interior, which is black and white. The paper type will be white paper. The reading direction will be left to right. The measurement unit is in inches. The interior trim size is in 6 by 9 inches. And the page count is 110 pages. And we're going to go ahead and click calculate dimension. Now, Amazon is going to go ahead and give us a template we're going to be using in creating our book cover. So we're going to go ahead and download the template. So now we've downloaded the template and typically the template comes in a zip file. However, we just need the PNG file. So we can just separate that we are going to be using. Next thing is we're going to go back to Canva. We're going to click on a new design. We're going to click on custom design. We want to take out all of this. Ensure the unit is still set to inches. And we're going to go back to our KDP calculator and impute the width we'll be using, which is 12.498 and the height will be 9.25. So now that we've imputed it, we're going to go ahead and create a new design. Now that we have created a new design for our cover page, we're going to go to the upload and upload the template that Amazon KDP has given us. Now our template is downloaded. We're going to go and add it to our design. Now we are going to go ahead and zoom it out to fit. It should be a perfect fit because we use the exact Amazon measurements. Now we are going to make this transparent just so that we are able to see what we are designing on our cover page. Remember, the purpose of adding this template is just so that we are able to see what we're doing and so that we know that whatever text we are writing should fall within these pink lines, because after this pink line is where the book will be trimmed. So we do not want to put any important information or text towards this pink line here. And also any important information should not be covered by the barcode because this is where the barcode will be. Now, the next thing we want to do is we want to go ahead and add our cover design. Now, if you look at this one, you can see that it's sort of really plain, but yet really selling well because of the name and the uniqueness. This is also really plain and we can just opt out for something plain as well. I just went to Element and said sandpaper plain background. I was aiming for this kind of texture. You can see how it looks. So it has given us all of this here and we can just go ahead and choose one. So I'm just going to scroll down and see all of the options. I'm going to choose blue. So I'm going to choose this, extend it all the way, and I can click these 3 dots in and say set image as background. So this is the background. Then we can go ahead, edit it because we want it to pop because we're about to add some text on it. So we can click on the adjust. Let's click auto adjust. And you can see that the blue background has popped. The auto adjust has added the necessary. Next thing, of course, is we want to add our text. Now we can go back to our interior designs. we can click on this particular one here because we've already imputed the text and I want to use the same text font. We can go copy it, we can go back here and we can paste it here. So now this is what we have and this is looking good. You can zoom it out. So this is looking good. The next thing we want to do is we want to put something here like a cover, something in the middle. We can go to elements, we can go to all, and we can just simply go ahead and attach something here just for it to cover these two pink lines here. It doesn't have to be too big, however also not too small, but just enough to cover this middle pink lines, and we can drag it all the way down to the end. So now we've done that, I want to ensure this is much more centralized. You can decide to change the color of this if you prefer or not. Since we have no extra thing that we need this Amazon KDP template for, you can go ahead and delete it so we see how our actual book looks like. So this is how it looks like. And I think it's quite cool. We can just make the blue somewhat lighter so that the black can really pop. So we increase the brightness here. To make it fancier, I sashed book edges and we can just go put this around here. We can zoom this out here. Then we can also duplicate it. This could be the color of the brown. Then we can duplicate it, pull it down. We can flip it vertically and it's going to go all the way down. We can also duplicate it, flip it horizontally, and this can go all the way here. We can as well duplicate it and we can flip it vertically, which will go all the way up here. And I think this is looking good and added some extra cute style to it. So now once that is said and done, if it's okay by you, so finally we can increase the spacing just so that we have enough space, line spacing, which will go all the way down. And now all that is said and done, we can click on share, we can click on upload, we can click on the file type, which will be PDF print, flatten PDF, and CMYK and download. Now that we've downloaded that, the next thing is to publish it to Amazon KDP. Now you want to go to Amazon KDP, you want to sign up, log in. If you do not already have an Amazon KDP account, then you want to click on create. You want to choose paperback because that's what our book is. Our language, we leave it as English. Our book title is I Came, I Saw, I Wrote Weird Stuff. We do not have a subtitle, so we just ignore that. Our series, it's not a series, so we'll leave that. We do not have an edition number, that is optional, so we're going to leave that. We're going to impute our author name, so you want to impute either your name or your pen name, whichever you prefer. So I'm just going to add TFI Designs. We do not have a contributor, so we'll leave that. So I'm going ahead to write a description. You may want to make yours more detailed or as detailed as possible. Then we're going to go to the publishing. We own the publishing rights. The primary audience, we're going to click no. For the minimum, we can select as low as 15. The maximum will be 18 plus. The primary marketplace is Amazon.com. The category is a low content book. We're going to tick that because it's a journal notebook. We're doing a blank book. And low content just simply classifies as book where the content inside is repetitive and ours is just simply lines. So it's a low content book. So we can choose a category. So we can say humor and entertainment. You can say humor. You can say self-help. So we can tick self-help. So we can save the categories. Next thing we want to do is want to insert our keywords. Now for the keywords, the best way you want to find your keywords is on Amazon. And we can put journaling notebooks. We can put humor books. We can put humor books for adults. We can put dark humor journal. We can also put funny dark humor journal. We can put journal for women also. Actually, we can publish a low content book without ISBN. So we're going to click publish without ISBN. The print option will be black and white interior with white paper. The trim size will be 6 by 9 inches. So we're going to leave it like that. The bleed settings will be no bleed. The paperback cover finish will be matte because that is typical for when it comes to books like journals. Now we're going to upload the manuscript, which is the interior pages, as well as the book cover of our blank journal book. So now we've uploaded our manuscript as well as our book cover. We're going to scroll down For the AI generated content, we're going to tick no because we did not use AI to generate it. Now we're going to launch the previewer. So now this is how our book cover is. And if we should scroll all the way down, this is the inside and these are the pages over here. And if all that is okay with us, we're going to click on approve. Now we're going to scroll all the way down and click save and continue. Now if we should scroll down for the territories, we're going to click all territories worldwide. The marketplace remains at Amazon. Now for the pricing, the best way to see or to price your product is to go to Amazon and see similar products and see how they are priced. So you can see this is 6.95, this is 0.99, this is 5.99. So we're going to go ahead and just price ours around that. So we can say 5.99. And automatically all of the other marketplaces on Amazon will be populated with the corresponding exchange rate price. Now, you do not want to price it all the way higher, especially higher than your competitors, because you are a beginner on Amazon. You are just publishing a book. As well, you do not want to price all the way low so that it doesn't affect your profit margin. So now we can scroll all the way down and you would see that it takes up to 72 hours for your book to be available for purchase on Amazon. And this is for Amazon to do their vetting and their checks against standard and quality so that they can, of course, indicate if there's anything that they noticed from their end before your book goes live. You can as well request a book just to see a printed preview of your book before it goes live and check for any form of printing errors and if everything looks good. However, you can always request this book proof much later after the book even goes live. Now, once all that is said and done, you want to click publish your paperback. And now your paperback has been submitted for publishing. Now, this is a very easy way to publish a blank book on Amazon KDP. And this is something that any beginner at all can do because it is super easy, requires no experience, requires no upfront cost. Now, this blank book that we published is a low content book. And the thing about low content books is that they are super easy to create, meaning you can create a large amount of these books and publish them, which will help you even generate more profits. Now, another low content book that is super easy to create, which you can also leverage on to diversify, is planners. And planners are simply good and very well selling because planners help people stay organized and people always look forward to this kind of planners. And to be able to create planners, you need to be able to bundle some level of value that your ideal customer is looking for. And to do that, you want to click the video you see on the screen right now and watch the full tutorial. Ciao.